Man, this your boy, the old ball coach, and we got a barn burner in the dirty South where the Falcons are tied up with the Los Angeles Chargers 27-27 in PHFL Week 13 action. You got Michael Penix behind center. This is a matchup between two teams. Good cutback by Bijan Robinson. See the hole, beat the hole. Good cutback. Again, that was definitely a great cutback by Bijan Robinson. Again, this is a matchup between two of the better teams in the PHFL who are right now fighting for playoff positioning. And again, the Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, this is going to be a battle of ball control. Coach BG and Coach Mike Gotta Win is holding the ball. Just kind of playing a la Michigan football. Wow. Let me post this in the chat. I love it. Good, solid football. I'm not sure if we have any rules. It's not written. Where's the commissioner? Bijan Robinson cuts up the middle. Great run. This is gonna be a game where you're gonna have to literally you have to play defense. You're going to have to play defense. Both of these coaches right now had to be separated during halftime, 27-27. Again, great freaking game in the PHFL. You got to love it. We had a barn burner in Carolina with the Panthers held on to knock off the Buccaneers 31-30. Again, a lot of people have an issue with this style of play. I personally don't, because again, you have to stop your opponent. Just because you hold the ball, and you run down the clock, that doesn't mean that that's going to be a successful strategy. You still have to convert first downs. You still have to move. You have to move the ball. So again, it's a good strategy if you're able to consistently get first downs. If you don't, then again, because you're limiting yourself possessions when you implore this type of strategy. So 2nd and 9, ball at the 13-yard line. Atlanta 27, Chargers 27. A matchup again of two of the best teams in the PHFL. Penix back to pass, play action, throws it, and again that was 3rd down. See, again, you're limiting yourself when it comes to possessions when you play this style of football. So it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. Again, you have to look at it and you have to kind of pick and choose your poison. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because you run the clock down. Now it's 3rd and 9. So again, this could be, you could have literally, because they've had the ball, I think, towards the end of the 3rd quarter. So you probably have cost yourself maybe 2 possessions potentially with this strategy. Now it's 3rd and down. You have to get the first down. Again, Penix, good zig route. First down to, yep. Okay, great call to Mooney. Again, a zig route. Pocket. Great protection in the pocket. Again, BG is definitely going to look for that open receiver. He's definitely had his eyes on Mooney from the beginning. And again, first down, 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. That's plenty of time. You figure that the Chargers, employing this strategy, the Chargers are probably going to have maybe 2 to 3 possessions. In Atlanta, maybe the same thing. So again, you can't look at this and say that, this strategy is something that's, automatically going to work. Again, Bijan Robinson, now you got to score. You got to score. Good defense. clogged up the middle. Great defense. Now 2nd and goal, ball at the 3-yard line. Atlanta, I want to say this possession right now has probably chewed up almost 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 5 minutes in from the end of the third, maybe 2 minutes left in the third until right now, when they probably hike the ball, it'll be maybe 4 minutes and 10 seconds in the fourth quarter. So again, I don't have an issue with this type of strategy because again, the bottom line is you have to move the football. You have to convert on third downs. Again, Bijan Robinson, fake. Okay, that's a good play. Didn't get in. Now, if they don't score, because this is gonna be under the 3-minute mark if they don't score. So again, if they don't score and they took all of this possession and they didn't score, again, who does it benefit? Does it benefit the offense? Of course, because they didn't score. So again, 3 minutes, 36 seconds remaining, 27-27. Bijan Robinson, and he doesn't get in. 4th and goal, the ball at the 1-yard line. The Chargers right now are playing stout defense. So the ball, literally, the Falcons have had the ball 4 minutes. I'm going to say about 6 minutes. This drive is probably, I'm going to say 12 plays, maybe 7 minutes. So about 14 plays. So this is big. They gotta score. Okay, calls an audible, flips the play, gets him in the backfield. Bijan Robinson. What is he gonna do? Bijan Robinson scores. Touchdown Falcons. Again, I gotta see the time of possession on this drive. It's now 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the ball game. The quarters are 7 minutes. They probably chewed up close to 7 minutes on this drive and have taken the lead 33-27. Now, again, you've limited yourself from any probably further possessions in this period. So if the Chargers score and go for 2 points, again, you don't get an opportunity to try to win. So again, let's see whether or not this strategy pays off. Again, PHFL action, game of the week, the 10-1 Los Angeles Chargers versus the 9-2 Atlanta Falcons. And the Chargers right now are acquitting themselves extremely well, especially without their superstar quarterback, Justin Herbert. So again, Atlanta 34, Chargers 27, 2:49 remaining. Probably can say this will be the final possession for the Chargers. So let's see kind of, what they do. But you have somebody like Trey Lance with 87 speed. Again, you want to definitely get him outside of the pocket. Let him use that athletic ability and that athleticism. So coming out in 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Trey Lance surveying the field. Again, definitely great ball game. Okay, sends the running back out. That's kind of a staple now in the PHFL. Again, picks up 5 yards. Again, great play. That might have been Amari in Hampton. I'm not sure. Is he a super or X Factor now? I don't think he's an X Factor now. I don't think he is an X Factor at this point. But we'll check out number 31 and see. Lance back to pass, looking, throws an out route to Gatson. Again, great play, great call. You got a Pro Bowl cornerback over there in Terrell Jr. Again, that's a great angle route, kind of that route as you see kind of slant, especially when you got the wide side of the field, when you got that much field to work with going from the boundary, or at least from that hash mark over to the sideline to the boundary. So again, definitely a great call. Again, 1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line, 2:27 remaining. This probably is going to be the last possession that the Falcons will have, that the Chargers will have. Lance back to pass, and man, he just stepped back a tad bit too far. The pass rush got him on the contain. So again, most of the time, again, you got to know that with a speed quarterback, that most people are going to contain, and if you step back just a tad bit outside of your tackles, that guy's going to break off and more than likely going to make a good play on the football. So again, 34-27, Atlanta over the Chargers. Again, definitely a lot of controversy in this game as far as, time of possession. But again, that'll be something that can be discussed in the league in the league meetings. Trey Lance calling a couple of audibles. Hikes the ball, steps back. Not anybody to throw to. He stepped back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards. Man, when is he going to stop? I mean, he's kept fading back, fading back, fading back, fading back, fading back. Again, sometimes you got to step up in the pocket. You're able to see a lot of stuff in the, from the coach's cam. You know what I mean? When you're here in our beautiful studios right outside of Washington, D.C., you're able to see a lot, via the coach's cam. So, again, this is 3rd and 10. This is a big possession for the Chargers because they may not see the ball again. They may not see it. Trips to the left. Puts a guy in motion. McConkey, wide receiver from Georgia. Lance steps back to pass, and it is intercepted. That's the ball game, folks. Phillips picks it off, and he could go all the he got stopped at the 4-5 yard line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, that I'm not sure. When you got trips to one side of the field, most of the coverage for the defense is going to be geared toward that side of the field. So sometimes you kind of do yourself a disservice by putting all of your eligible receivers to one side because it makes it relatively easy as a user and making your adjustments when everybody's flooded to one side. It started off, again, this is a great game. So, you definitely don't want to, minimize the Chargers and their efforts in this game. But right now, again, they're going to come up short against the Chargers now. Against the Falcons. And again, they only had one possession in the second half. They had one possession. Uno. That's it. Single. And that is it. So, again, he said, listen, this was Coach Mike got to win. You can't tell me when to hike the ball and what type of adjustments that, that I can make. That's what he said. So, okay. So Coach BG said, well, listen, you know what? I'm going to, employ that same strategy. Great cutback. Coach BG came from the old ball coach school of running. Again, everybody thinks from a stretch that you have to go outside. Absolutely not. A stretch is a zone run. And, yes, it's geared to go to the outside. However, there is always a cutback opportunity in a zone run. And, again, great cutback, great patience. Keep your hand off the trigger. Let the blocks develop. Let the play develop. Moved it to the outside, scored, and pretty much that is the ball game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to give you kind of a quick PHFL Game of the Week, Week 13 action. The Chargers are going to fall to the Atlanta Falcons 42. Right now it's 42-27 with 1:58 seconds remaining. This is your boy, the old ball coach, from our beautiful studios right outside of Washington, D.C. We will holler at you later.